For years, we searched the skies for aliens.
These strange humanoid figures were much bigger than human beings.
But footage and recoveries tell a different story. Unknown crafts pulled from oceans around the world suggest something has been hidden beneath the water for years. Let's explore these discoveries before they disappear. You won't believe what a fisherman noticed while fishing in the North Pacific Ocean. Suddenly, something arose from the water. It was all a triangle shape. He thought it might be a military submarine, but then it hovered above the air. Well, submarines don't operate like this. It was clear he had seen something else. Probably a massive triangle UFO. Well, there were conspiracies earlier that aliens have secret bases in the ocean, but this one sighting just seemed to prove that claim. Floating object.
223, be advised, we have a visual on enemy paratroopers at grid.
The U.S. military received reports of an object falling into the ocean. Soon, helicopters arrived at the site, and what they found was shocking. A disc-shaped object, half submerged in water, half floating above the surface. It didn't follow the rules of gravity. Something this heavy shouldn't have stayed afloat. Witnesses described it as perfectly still, as if suspended by an invisible force. The object was immediately taken over by military personnel, who secured the area with extreme caution. Every measure suggested they treated it as highly sensitive technology. No official updates were ever released, and details remain classified.
I don't know, we're on to them. Break.
Baikal swimmers. 7 Russian divers descended about 50 meters into the icy waters of Lake Baikal when something terrifying happened. They realized they were not alone. Out of the dim blue distance, strange humanoid figures appeared. They were far larger than normal people, nearly 9 feet tall, moving calmly through the water.
These strange humanoid figures were much bigger than human beings.
Each one seemed to be wrapped in a tight silvery suit, like a second skin, with smooth helmet-like heads.
These were large beings, human shaped but like 9 feet tall, wearing what seemed like very tight-fitting silvery suits.
And none of them carried oxygen tanks. Divers later call them the swimmers of Lake Baikal. Was it a new species of alien living underground, or aliens with high-tech exploring oceans for a secret mission? Let me know in the comments.
Quite another to talk about humanoid entities deep in the lake.
Bioluminescent orb. In 2014, a witness on a boat off the coast of Sweden captured a chilling encounter with an unknown submerged object. As the boat sped across the water, a large glowing white orb appeared just beneath the surface, keeping perfect pace. It didn't look like a military tech. It moved with deliberate, intelligent precision. The object seemed to stalk the boat, reacting to every turn and speed change, almost as if playing a game of predator and prey. Some call it a bioluminescent plasma ball. Others claim it was an alien underwater probe. Whatever it was, it turned an ordinary trip into a terrifying escape for the witness. Red Sea discovery. Divers exploring the Red Sea in 1997 expected coral reefs and marine life, but instead they discovered a massive metallic disc resting quietly on the seabed. Its perfect shape immediately hinted at a classic UFO. As they drew closer, intricate symbols covered the surface, signs of something not from this world. When the disc was brought to the surface, scientists analyzed the material and studied the markings, but reports have yet to be shared. Desert UFO. The military seemed to finally take extraterrestrial visitors seriously, and this incident proved it. Somewhere in a lonely desert area, helicopters circled a damaged metallic UFO that had crashed and could not rise again. Heavy chains were wrapped around it, as if they wanted to pull it out before anyone else could see it. People believed the military would study it, but shockingly, the authorities said it was being moved to a lake. Maybe this only shows one hidden truth. They already know those visitors live under our oceans. and they quietly worked to save their sunken UFOs. Ocean control. A team of deep-sea divers went down to explore a strange object resting on the ocean floor. It was a massive metallic disc, almost 60 meters wide, and it looked like it had been there for centuries. They found its hidden opening. Inside, everything felt wrong and advanced as if they had moved into a control room. The consoles looked like part of the craft itself. The team quickly captured images and recorded evidence to study the far more advanced operating system that had somehow survived for centuries, even after lying miles deep in the dark depths. Spain chase. Some fishermen in Spain were out on the ocean when they accidentally captured something they hadn't expected. High above him, a military jet was chasing something that didn't belong there. It wasn't your drone. Then it did something impossible. The disc glided downward and slipped straight into the ocean without a splash. Moments later, helicopters arrived, scanning the area. Well, it seemed like if a UFO breaches restricted airspace, it's often treated as a potential threat. Or perhaps this was a warning from aliens that had gone unnoticed by the public. The strange part? The group that recorded this chase mysteriously disappeared. Being the only witness to this skybound pursuit may have made him a target. Beach UFOs. A beachgoer was relaxing near the shore when the sky suddenly changed. From behind the mountains, several UFOs slipped out quietly, smooth, fast, and completely silent. They simply shot upward and vanished, as if an invisible portal had opened above the clouds. Not long after, another clip surfaced. This time, two strange objects flew low over the water, moving in total silence. Soon, two military jets arrived, but instead of shooting, they kept their distance, forming a careful pattern around the objects. It looked organized, like the jets were guiding them, following rules already known. The video ended suddenly. No reports, no statements, and that silence made one thing clear. Whatever happened out there was controlled, planned, and not meant for the public. Nephilim helmet. A diver was moving slowly through the water when something unnatural caught his eye near the surface. Resting there was a helmet. Its material was fully petrified, heavy, and aged, yet remarkably intact. The size was alarming, far larger than any human helmet. This detail sparked old theories that such a giant size can only belong to ancient giants, the Nephilim. How did it end up floating there? Some say it was carried by ancient floods, swept from lost temples or burial sites. Others think it was placed intentionally, an offering, a warning, or a message left by the Nephilim themselves. Hawaii Disc. Divers went into the waters near Hawaii to explore the beautiful marine life. But what they found was nothing close to normal. Resting quietly on the ocean floor was a sunken disc. It was covered in strange markings, symbols that looked like hieroglyphs, yet none of them matched any known language on Earth. Now that just hinted at UFO. It felt like a message left by visitors who never meant to be seen. Instead of announcing it to the world, authorities quickly moved in. A hidden base was set up nearby, and a quiet search operation began. Not to rescue anything, but to find more objects like this one. Hawaii's ocean didn't just hide sea life. It may have been hiding proof we were never alone. Underwater glow. Back in February 2024, at the very same shores of Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, another disturbing report surfaced. Visitors at the beach noticed a strange blue glow beneath the water, moving slowly as if some object was hidden just below the surface. After a moment, it sank deeper and disappeared. People watching couldn't shake the thought. This wasn't just light. It felt like a UFO slipping back into its territory. Now, many believe there may be a hidden underwater base in the area, quietly active, and never meant to be discovered. Alien fish. A Russian fisherman could not believe his eyes when he reeled in this strange beast. It didn't look like any normal sea creature. Its swollen body, strange texture, and almost alien-shaped head made it feel like it came from another world. For a moment, even the fisherman hesitated because nothing about it looked natural. Some people later suggested it might be a distorted lumpfish, a species known for its odd shape and bumpy skin, but others weren't convinced. The way it looked felt far beyond anything we usually see in the ocean, as if the deep was revealing something it usually keeps hidden. Baltic anomaly.
Some people might be wondering, because you described it as a round object, but it also had right angles, and right angle corners and stuff. How does that work exactly?
The Baltic Sea always looked calm, but beneath its cold waters, something waited. During a scan of the seafloor, the Ocean X team discovered a perfect circular shape resting nearly 300 feet below. Divers expected stone, nothing more. But the moment they touched it, the surface changed. The rock turned black, like scorched metal, and the texture felt molded, engineered. Then they found a round opening inside a perfect square frame, like a sealed doorway frozen in place. Tests didn't solve anything. They only made it stranger. Scientists quickly tried to calm the noise, saying it was probably a rock formation left over from the Ice Age. But everyone knows something highly advanced placed it there, and whatever landed never fully left.
You see what you believe is a rock, and when you look closer, it is more similar to concrete.
New Zealand saucer. The mysterious glow was seen over the water in New Zealand, and people feared something massive was hiding beneath the waves. The New Zealand Navy deployed patrol ships, scanning every inch of the area, but they reported no submarines or military activity at all. Scientists tried to calm everyone by saying the lights could be a natural phenomenon caused by atmospheric layers. But that explanation collapsed the moment divers reported what they actually saw: a giant saucer resting silently underwater, shaped exactly like an extraterrestrial spacecraft. After the discovery, the military moved fast. The object was secretly taken away for restoration and research, and from that day on, nothing else was said. Golden orb. During a deep-sea expedition in the Gulf of Alaska, NOAA's Okeanos Explorer discovered a mysterious golden specimen nearly 2 miles below the surface. Called the Golden Orb, it was confirmed to be biological, yet its exact nature remains unknown. The real shock came from an underwater explorer who encountered a golden, cube-shaped USO about 3 feet across, glowing from within and moving with purpose.
I stop and my fin tips are on the seafloor, and I'm looking at this thing, and I'm lowering my camera down just a little bit, trying to look over my lights. And that's when I see that this thing is a cube. I can see the top of this. It's about 3 feet across and 3 feet deep. And it's a gold, shiny, back illuminated cube.
It emitted a low, rumbling sound, like massive machinery shifting underwater. Even after 15,000 hours of dives, he was shocked as the cube mirrored his movements before vanishing without disturbing a drop of water. The Golden Orb reminds us that the deep ocean hides life and technology far beyond human reach. Some of it may not even be from this world.
You could feel the vibration of this sound, intermittent, crazy sound. And you know what it sounded like? It sounded like a machine moving tremendous amounts of boulders.
Japan USO. In 2002, off the coast of Japan, a research team filming deep-sea squid captured a moment that defied everything they knew about the ocean. A brilliant, elongated streak of light shot through the dark water at a speed no living creature could match. It passed directly beneath the fish, moving so fast it looked more like a laser beam than a physical object. The water remained undisturbed, as if the object was phasing through the molecules rather than pushing against them. Many believe this was an unidentified submersible object, USO, a craft from an advanced alien civilization hiding in our depths. Well, oceans aren't just filled with fish. They may be secret highways for technology far beyond our understanding. Sky disk. A man was quietly recording a lake when something unreal flashed across the water. A metallic disc dropped from the sky at a speed that almost looked impossible. It touched the surface for only a second, then shot straight back up and disappeared into the clouds. The man had only one word for it: UFO. People believe the object came down to check something and rushed away before its secret spot could be exposed. Maybe it didn't want anyone to see where it hides.
No way. Vale отсюда!
Rising craft. A surveillance camera near the battleship New Jersey picked up unusual movement on the ocean surface. A glowing object rose from the water, ascending rapidly into the sky. Later that same day, another clip appeared showing a strange object moving smoothly just above the waves, as if scanning the ocean below.
Oh my god. It's on the surface of the water.
No one could explain what was captured. Was it human technology, or something far beyond our understanding? The waters near New Jersey now hold a mystery that remains unsolved.
Aliens.
It's an orb. I got an orb on video right now.
Submerged skull. Scuba divers exploring the Falls of Phallic didn't expect to find anything unusual down there, but hidden among the rocks, they came across something that felt ancient. The remains of a strange ram, resting as if it had been placed there on purpose. Its horns were twisted and heavy, and the body looked like it belonged to a different era of this world. Long ago, certain civilizations treated rams and goats as symbols of power, even offering prayers to them. Seeing that body underwater made the place feel sacred and unsettling at the same time, like a forgotten sign from a past that refuses to fade. Petrified UFOs.
Bueno, llegamos a este lugar y...
This strange video came from Bolivia, where a group of professional fishermen found something that looked far more unusual. Scattered across the area were giant rock shapes that they claimed were petrified UFOs. At first, they looked like normal stones, but the shapes were round, smooth, and stacked like saucers. What stood out most was the last formation. Underneath it, the ground looked burned, almost like volcanic rock, as if something hit the earth with massive force and melted the soil under it. Sometimes, the truth doesn't hide in the sky. It waits quietly on the ground, right in front of us. Lake Sphere. Strange artifacts surfaced near Lake Quitzio, but one object stood out, a brass sphere. It was smooth and heavy, almost identical to the Boogosphere, yet different. Deep Egyptian symbols were etched across its surface, emeralds set on top, sapphires below, and through a glass plug. The same chip marking as the Boogosphere was visible. People immediately noticed the connection. Then things turned dark, when officials revealed that men disguised as police arrived, attempting to seize the sphere. Was it an alien in disguise? Some believe the sphere holds encrypted knowledge and advanced tech that outworldly visitors don't want us to know. For now, it remains secured. But secrets like this never stay hidden forever. Mud structure. A submarine was on a routine scouting trip when its camera revealed a massive, block-shaped structure buried in the deep mud. Unlike ordinary rocks, the object had perfect straight lines and square frames, like a giant cage. The footage confirmed it was solid, sitting thousands of feet below the surface. It resembled a landing pad or base for the glowing discs often seen disappearing into the water. Some suggest these grids are power stations, pulling energy from the Earth to charge nearby alien control rooms. The size hinted it was built for beings far larger than humans. The ocean floor may hide far more than we imagine. Was this the work of aliens? Ghost ship.
A ship that sank nearly 140 years ago in Lake Michigan has finally been found.
A ghost ship that sank in Lake Michigan nearly 140 years ago has finally been found. Researchers discovered the F.J. King, a wooden schooner that went down in a storm back in 1886. For decades, the vessel eluded search efforts, earning its ghostly reputation. What makes this discovery remarkable is the ship's hull, still largely intact after more than a century underwater. Experts credit modern technology, including advanced sonar and underwater imaging, for finally locating it. This find not only solves a long-standing maritime mystery, but also opens the door to discovering more lost vessels hidden beneath the lake's dark waters, each with its own story waiting to be revealed.
An early canal schooner built to go around through the Welland Canal around Niagara Falls.
Malibu base.
There's a structure that's off of Malibu in the deep water that was available on Google Maps.
Off the coast of Malibu, California, in an area researchers call the Holy Grail, lies a massive underwater structure more than 100 meters below the surface. Visible even from satellite images, the oval-shaped object has a flat top and what appear to be pillars or columns, hinting at an entrance to a dark, inner space. Located roughly 6 miles from Point Doom, at 34 degrees 1 minute 23.3, 1 seconds north 118 degrees, 59 minutes 45.64 seconds west. The structure spans nearly 3 miles across. On Joe Rogan's podcast, it was revealed that Google Earth removed the images, fueling theories about its origin. Dubbed the Holy Grail of USOs, this enigmatic site has left researchers and enthusiasts questioning whether it's a natural formation or another hidden alien base.
It looked like there's openings in it. There's a top that's flat. It looks like
a base.
Looks like a base.
Titan Rex.
A debris field was discovered within the search area by an ROV near the Titanic.
In June 2023, the submersible Titan set out to explore the wreck of the Titanic. Days later, the truth surfaced. Pieces of the Titan were discovered scattered near the Titanic's bow, resting quietly on the seafloor. The debris, the images, the stillness, all of it felt like a cold reminder that the ocean decides what comes back and what doesn't. And this wasn't the only remains hiding below. The Indonesian submarine Nanggala was later found at 2,790 feet underwater. Together, these wrecks lie in the dark, silent world beneath us, proof that the ocean never forgets.
They were searching around the wreck of the Titanic, so presumably there is a lot down there.
UFO recovery.
What did you see? I saw an egg, a white egg.
A former U.S. Air Force pilot claimed that he once helped recover a strange 20-foot object shaped like an egg. The team lifted it out with a helicopter and handled it with unusual caution, as if everyone already understood this wasn't normal military technology.
Was there any visible propulsion system on it?
No, not what we would know. There's no engine, there was no thermal.
According to the pilot, the object was later taken for study, reportedly linked to the Pentagon's UAP research program. Officials never publicly explained what it really was. They simply changed the language, gave it new labels, and moved on. But behind the scenes, whispers continue that some craft don't look built, and they don't always arrive in the same shape.
I was a helicopter pilot, and I operate with 150 foot to 200 foot long line. So,
Ocean pathway.
Wow, look at that. What is that?
I feel like I'm looking at...
Deep in the Pacific Ocean, researchers came across something that didn't look natural at all. Their cameras moved across the seafloor and revealed what looked like a perfect pathway. a cracked, yellow, brick road stretching ahead like it was leading somewhere. The shape was too neat, too straight, almost like an ancient structure built long ago and forgotten by time.
Right. Yeah.
This is bizarre. Yeah.
So cool.
Some who saw the footage whispered the same idea. If civilizations exist beyond ours, maybe they left traces beneath the ocean first. It felt like a message left behind, and the ocean has been guarding it for thousands of years.
Road.
Wow.
Can we get some still cam shots of this, please?
Yeah, get lots of them.
Atlantic UFO. Over Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, a surveillance aircraft picked up something that didn't belong in the sky. On the infrared camera, a dark object streaked across the horizon, changing direction with smooth, impossible precision. The officers tracking it thought it might be a drone, until it dipped toward the ocean and did the unthinkable. Just before touching the water, the object split cleanly into two and continued moving, slipping beneath the waves like nothing had happened. To this day, no official explanation has truly solved what was seen that night, leaving many to wonder whether it belonged to our world at all. Sunken civilization. While diving in an unexplored part of the ocean, a diver stumbled upon something shocking. Beneath the water, he found stone streets, sunken temples, ancient tools, and even pyramids covered in coral. It didn't match any known shipwrecks or historical sites. Experts who later analyzed the footage suggested that these structures could be remnants of an ancient civilization lost to time, now hidden beneath the sea. The discovery proves that some secrets of the past were never truly lost. They were simply buried, waiting to be found. Neptune Reef. Far out in the waters near Key Biscayne, Florida, there is a city that doesn't belong to the living. It is called the Neptune Memorial Reef, the world's first underwater cemetery. Built to look like the lost city of Atlantis, it stretches across the ocean floor with stone arches, statues, and quiet pathways covered in coral. Here, the ashes of more than 1,000 people rest inside the reef itself, slowly turning into part of the marine world. Fish glide between plaques and carved pillars, as if guarding the memories below. When complete, this underwater city will hold more than 250,000 memorials, creating life for the reef while keeping the deceased hidden beneath the waves. A place where the ocean becomes both a grave and a home.
What a way to give back to Mother Earth, in the oceans. It's a beautiful place. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yonaguni ruins.
自分ではあまり見たことがなかったので、それが非常に新鮮で感動的でした。
Off the coast of Yonaguni, Japan, divers discovered what looked like the ruins of a lost city, sleeping underwater. Giant steps, massive terraces, clean-cut edges, and long, straight walls appeared to rise from the ocean floor, like the remains of an ancient temple frozen in time. Geologists later studied the site and explained that the rock layers naturally break into sharp blocks. They said the cracks and lines are joints in the stone, the same type seen on land. According to mainstream science, the Yonaguni Monument is only a rare but natural formation. Still, many people believe human hands shaped it long ago. When you see those perfect stairways and platforms, it feels less like nature and more like a forgotten civilization quietly hiding beneath the water.
グリーンモニュメントが人間が作ったものだと思う一つの理由としては
Black Sea wreck.
We're finding out things about shipbuilding and about how ships worked that we didn't know before. So the position of the rudders, how the whole ship worked.
Nearly 2,000 meters beneath the Black Sea, researchers discovered what may be the oldest intact shipwreck ever found, about 2,400 years old. It lies buried in sand, and incredibly, the mast, structure, and even the rowers' benches are still in place, as if the ship only sank yesterday. Until this discovery, experts relied on ancient drawings, like the image of Odysseus tied to a mast, to guess what ships looked like. Now, this wreck shows that those artworks were surprisingly accurate. Because there's almost no oxygen at that depth, the wood never rotted, turning the ship into a sealed time capsule. Scientists explored it using remote submarines, and today it remains there, silent and untouched, guarding secrets from the ancient world.
The mast is still here, all the superstructures here, the rowers' benches are still here.
Giant skeleton. Somewhere across the Indian Ocean, a research team picked up a massive shape on their sonar. At first, they were sure it was a sunken ship, resting quietly on the seafloor. They sent down an ROV, and what showed up on camera didn't look like metal at all. Long curved sections appeared, lined up like ribs, and in the center, a giant spine still holding together after all this time. Whatever it once belonged to, its bones looked heavier than any normal sea animal. Scientists logged the find and moved on, but to many watching, it felt like a reminder that not everything in the ocean has been named or explained just yet. Submerged skeletons. Deep inside an underwater cave in the Caribbean, a diver made a discovery that felt straight out of another world. Lying on the cave floor were full skeletons, large, almost untouched, and preserved for thousands of years. The bones looked as if the animals had simply fallen and never moved again. Scientists believe these remains belong to extinct land animals, likely giant ground sloths, that once entered the caves when they were dry during the Ice Age. When the oceans later rose, the caves flooded, trapping everything inside. With no light, no oxygen, and no disturbance, the cave became a natural tomb, quietly holding on to the past. Ghost battleship. Near the Philippines, researchers working with Paul Allen uncovered the wreck of the Japanese battleship Yamashiro, lost during the brutal Battle of Leyte Gulf in 1944. Sonar first revealed the outline of a massive shape. Then remotely operated cameras moved closer, and the giant hull, gun mounts, and broken deck slowly came into view. Even after being underwater for decades, the ship was unmistakable. Yamashiro was one of the last battleships ever sunk by enemy gunfire. Now it lies in total silence, resting at the bottom of the sea, not as a tool anymore, but as a grave for the sailors who never came home. Stone ship. On the sands of Pirang Beach in Sumatra, Indonesia, an unusual sight catches the eye. There is the wreck of a ship turned completely to stone, as if frozen in time. Even more surprising, near the ship, a figure lies still, looking like a person turned to stone too. Locals tell old stories about curses and sailors punished for breaking rules, while experts wonder how nature could make something like this. Whether the result of myth or geology, the petrified ship and figure leave an unforgettable impression, a haunting trace of a story long buried beneath time. Blue orb. On February 27th, 2024, a research vessel in the Gulf of Mexico recorded a strange glowing blue orb deep underwater. Witnesses say the light was fixed on the ocean floor at a depth of 60 feet, unmoving and unaffected by ocean currents. It showed no solid shape and could not be detected by sonar, as if it had no physical mass. Moments later, it vanished without a trace. Similar sightings have been reported off the U.S. East Coast, where silent, glowing craft were seen near the water before disappearing in seconds. Recent Enigma data now shows thousands of USO sightings near Earth's oceans. The mystery may not be above us. It may be hidden below. Deck triangle.
As it goes to touchdown, we actually see a triangular-shaped UFO.
It first looked like routine military footage, a fighter jet coming in for landing on the massive deck of the USS Ford. Everything seemed normal, until viewers noticed a strange triangular object sitting near the runway, silent and perfectly still. People online immediately speculated it was something far beyond ordinary technology. The clip quickly spread worldwide, drawing the attention of experts and enthusiasts alike.
Sun's rays are all parallel. They're all the same angle, like that helicopter angle.
Even now, no one can fully explain what that triangle really was. A secret test? a classified craft, or something far stranger waiting quietly on the deck?
If we go to here, it actually needs to rotate.
It's time for today's open discussion. Leaked footage reveals military aircraft flying in formation over the Pacific Ocean, transporting a sealed object recovered from extreme depths. The operation was carried out quietly, far from trade routes, and the object was moved by air under heavy security. Officials later admitted a retrieval took place, then refused to say more. No wreckage was reported. No origin was explained. Whatever was pulled from the ocean had survived pressures that should have crushed it. The footage vanished soon after, leaving behind one unsettling truth. Something hidden for a long time was never meant to be seen.